Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth and final lecture of the series Miscellaneous Python. In this series I will be introducing you to unit testing using the PyTest framework. PyTest is a feature-rich plugin based ecosystem. Okay, so first let us talk about why and what unit testing is. Why you should do unit testing and what unit testing is. So testing your code, it brings a wide variety of benefits. For example, it increases your confidence that the code behaves exactly as you expected it to and as you wanted it to. And what tests also do is that they ensure that any future changes to your code, they don't cause any regressions. So unit tests are essential and very beneficial. However, writing and maintaining unit tests is hard work, and thus you need a good framework to help you write those. PyTest is one of the best unit testing frameworks for Python, and since it is plugin based, there you can expand its functionality. In this video I will be introducing you to the basics of PyTest and the basic arguments that you can use. So to install PyTest, you simply run the command pip install pytest in a shell. If you use a virtual environment, see the first lecture if you want to know what virtual environments are. If you are using a virtual environment, please be sure to activate the virtual environment before running the command pip install pytest. Okay, so let us talk about a simple unit test using the PyTest framework. Okay, so here I have the simple unit test, just 4 lines. Test always passes and test always fails. And like their name suggests, those tests either always pass or either always fail. One good feature of PyTest framework is that you use default Python stock Python's assert keyword to test whether a condition is true or false. So here in this example, test always passes has assert true, which means it will always pass, and test always fails similarly has assert false because it will always fail. So here I am using the myvenv bar virtual environment that we created in the first lecture in this series. So let us say that we want to when we run pytest test with pytest, we see in this report you can see that there is one green dot and one red F. So the green dot means that test passed and the red F means that test failed. And here you see an expanded view of the failures, expanded description. So you see that the def test always fails test failed at the line assert false, and we honestly expected it to. I mean, how can an assert false pass? Okay, continuing with this example, with this concept. So you see your unit test script might have multiple unit tests in it. So here in the simple example that we just discussed, we had two tests, always passes and always fails. So what if we only wanted to run one and not the other? So we can do that by using the -k parameter, which we pass through the pytest command line. So So if let us say if I only want to run test always passes, to do so the command I use is pytest, the name of the function or the command line tool, then the name of the file test with pytest.py -k, and then the name of the function that I want to run. So when I run this, you see that only one test got selected out of these two. Out of the two tests that were in that file, one got selected and one got deselected, and the test that got selected passed in 0 seconds, which means it took very little time. Okay. So by default, PyTest will only run those tests that are in the directory that you're currently in or in a subdirectory. Also, test categorization. PyTest can include or exclude some unit tests from particular categories that you define. So you can do that by using the -m parameter. Okay, so now let's talk about PyTest fixtures. This is also a very important concept. Fixtures are a way of providing data or test doubles to your tests. Fixtures are Python functions that can return a wide range of values, and each test that depends on a fixture must explicitly accept that fixture as an argument, that function as an argument. So if you find yourself writing several tests that all make use of the same underlying test data, then obviously a fixture might be your savior. You won't have to type that same data multiple times. So how you can use fixtures is that you can decorate a function with the PyTest fixture decorator @pytest.fixture to indicate that the function is a fixture, is a PyTest fixture, and then you can call that function in the later functions through an argument to get the data. Okay, so now let's talk about marks and categorizing unit tests. So in any large unit test suite, some tests will obviously be slow. And for example, some of the unit tests might be testing out timeout behavior or similar areas. So sometimes basically you might want to avoid running all the tests and only run specific tests or specific category of tests. So you can do that because PyTest enables you to define categories for your unit tests, and it provides options for including or excluding categories when you run your tests. So you can mark a unit test from any number of categories, with any number of categories. So for example, let us say you want to test some functions that require database access. So you can mark them as such with @pytest.mark.database access. Also, some functions might not need a database access, so you can mark them pytest.mark.notDatabase access. And so if you want to run tests that don't require any database access, so you can use the command pytest -m and within quotes not database access. Okay, so now let's talk about parameterization, which is combining tests. So we talked about fixtures and how they can help you reduce code duplication by having all the data in one place. You can parameterize a single test definition, and what this enables you to do is test multiple instances in one test function. So PyTest parameterize takes a comma delimited string of parameter names. The first argument is the name of the argument, and the second argument is a list of either tuples or single values that represent the parameter's value, that argument's value. Okay, and here we have a simple test which I have written here. So as you can see, import PyTest on the first line, and then we are declaring a function is palindrome that takes an argument s, and what this basically does is that it checks whether that s is a palindrome or not, and if it is a palindrome it returns true, otherwise it returns false. And now we have two tests that test this function's implementation. So test is palindrome, like its name suggests, it tests whether the input argument is a palindrome or not. And we do that by typing assert space is palindrome as argument. And the values we are supplying to palindrome are with the help of parameterize. We are supplying 4 different values. So pytest.mark.var parameterized function decorator on top of test is palindrome, and then the first argument of this decorator is the word palindrome, which is basically the name of the argument. The second argument is a list of all the values that we want to give to this parameterized function, and here we are giving it 4 values: an empty string, single letter A, Bob the name, and lastly dad. So as you can probably see, all 4 of these words or strings are palindromes, and thus this test will always pass. Next we have test. Test is palindrome, not palindrome. What we are doing here is that we are testing whether the strings that are supplied to this function are not palindromes, and we do that by writing the word not after the word assert. So what this will do is that this will convert the false return value of this palindrome function into true, and thus this test will pass. And as you can see, the values being supplied to this test is palindrome not palindrome function are not palindromes, ABC and ABAB, and we expect this function to also pass. Okay, so let's run this. So you see, when we run this, we get 6 dots. And what this means, 6 green dots. What this means is that this unit test had 6 unit tests inside. This script had 6 unit tests inside, and all of them passed. Again, if we wanted to run a single unit test, single function, we could do so by using the -m flag. So here I am running only the unit test. Test is palindrome, and you see I ran it and it passed. Okay. PyTest also gives you a durations report, and what this does is that it helps you fight slow tests, and you can get that duration report by using the -- durations option with your PyTest command. And also you have to specify an integer value n, that is the number of slow unit tests that it will give in a sorted order. So, and all of the unit tests that show up in this durations report are good candidates to speed up because all of them take above average amount of time. Okay, so you see, if I run, we have to specify the durations keyword after the word PyTest, and then let's say we want only the top 2 slowest. So I write PyTest -- durations 2, then the name of the script. So Python, I am running the script test PyTest parameterize. So in this way you can get the top 2, but since this script had functions that took almost similar amount of time, thus it was not able to sort these, and it said 2 durations that are less than 0.005 seconds are hidden. And in order to see this, I can use the -VV arguments. And you see, when I ran this, -VV means verbose output. And you see, when I ran this, I got these 2 test cases that took the most amount of time. First is when I had the keyword as that, the argument as that, and the second, the argument as empty string. Okay, so that was all regarding the unit test that I wanted to cover. This, like I said before, only covers the basic, and I recommend you to explore more and dive deeper because this will help you create more robust and better Python programs. Okay, I hope to see you in the future series. Until then, please practice these concepts and incorporate them into your regular development. Okay, bye.